Hello, hello, folks. It has been quite some time. Hello to my Instagram friends as well. It's been some time. Sometimes Source just puts me in timeout, and I have to take a little break. So I've been on a mini 2 to 3 week hiatus, and I am back. Many of us right now are experiencing massive timeline shifts. And I would say 99% of the folks who come to me are in between two timelines, right? 99% of the people that come into my programs and courses and mentorship, and it's just a matter of I'm in this timeline, but I can feel energetically that something else is coming in, but I feel blocked. So that's what we're going to be talking about today because I promise you it's only a frequency away. Some really amazing things with a few of my clients came up recently, just like progress in things. Because I don't know, I rarely ask for testimonials just because I'm so busy. But one of my friends, um, she was telling me how when we first started working together, her company was at like a couple of million, but they were stuck there for a long time, maybe like 10 years or so. And then after working with me, they doubled and they're making like almost beyond 10 million, right? I just saw another one of my clients. The last time I spoke to her, she was like talking about how she really wanted this certain award and like why wasn't it happening and this and that. And then I'm on my timeline today and I see that she recently just got a Grammy, right? So bringing this conversation to you because in every single case, it doesn't matter who I'm working with, the caliber, the industry, the amount of money we're talking about, the level of the accolade we're talking about, you are just a frequency away. You are simply a frequency away. I played around with this with myself the other week. So last week, I wasn't feeling good how I usually feel. You know, when you get into these moods where you're like, you just have an attitude. You're just like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't breathe near me. I don't want to be bothered. And I literally decided that I was done being in that mood. I was done being in that mood. I'm like, okay, this is unusual for me. I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I decided that I would feel differently. When I decided that I would feel differently, I'm telling you, like I had to travel that day. So we went to the airport and it's like I had the most magnetic energy. I got so many compliments. The energy just felt so great. I was so accommodated in every single way. The day just went amazingly well. So you see, it's a decision. And I remember having this distinct feeling of, wow, all I had to do was make a choice to be in a better energy. And then the universe immediately showed me that I shifted into that new vibration. Right now, you might be feeling stuck in between two timelines, and you might be entertaining even the stuckness. I'm stuck. I don't have the answer. I don't have the solution. Nothing's happening. I don't know what to do, right? How many of you are entertaining this type of inner dialogue? I don't have the solution. It's not happening. So everything I just said, that carries the vibration of I lack the answer. I lack the solution. And then it's a loop, and you will continue to manifest the version of reality where the solution is absent. Source can't present you with the information or the resources or whatever it is that allows you to start bridging the timeline, that allows you to start energetically shifting into that alternate reality. So I want to talk to you about how to bridge a timeline. How do we actually close the gap between two timelines? How do we actually collapse time itself? I already mentioned one of the main important factors, which is you have to just make the decision that you're going to do it. You know what? I'm no longer stuck, and I'm deciding that the answer will be coming soon. Or I'm deciding that even without the thing that I think I need, I'm just going to feel better. You see, because this is what happens when you're in a certain vibration. Okay, how can we really help folks visualize this? Um, You have source that's around you, surrounding you at all times, this infinite intelligence. And source is looking at you and looking at your little situations and is going, oh, I have the solution to that. I have the answer to that. Oh, and here, I could send you this, and I could put you in contact with this person, and I could give you this, and I could give you this, and I could give you that, and I could give you this, and it could be solved instantaneously. But when you're in this frequency that's vibrating in a polar frequency to where source is, it's like all of that stuff just bounces off of you. It's like it can't come into your reality. Oftentimes, when I'm working with people who have businesses and their businesses are not thriving, and I tune into the energetic grid of their business, it's like, oh, your business is cloaked. And they're like, what do you mean my business is cloaked? It's like you have an energetic bubble or shield around your business. It would be as if you had a physical location, brick and mortar, and if it said closed, if the sign on the door said closed. I want you to use that same analogy and apply that to a situation or something that you're doing with your energy. It's like you have an energetic sign, a vibrational stamp that says, I am not open to the solution. I am not receptive to the solution. I am not ready to receive what I'm asking for. So, this is the good thing. This is so good. When you get this down, what I'm about to say, everything changes permanently. It's never source, it's always me. Just sit with that. It's never source, it's always me. It's never source holding back. It's never the universe saying we can't figure that out. It's never the universe saying we don't know what to do about that. We don't have an answer. It's always you. Now, the beautiful thing about that is that means that whatever you need is readily available. It's not even about figuring out how am I going to get that, or how is this going to change, or what do I need to do. It's about how do I attune my frequency, even if it's for a split second, even if it's for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. How do I access a frequency that puts me into a receptive vibration that allows me to receive either the insight, the download, the information, the direction, the clarity that I need to navigate the next step on my path? If every single day for 5 minutes you could find a way to just access that frequency, you would get everything you need. And even if your vibration dropped back down and you were entertaining whatever, just for that 5 minutes, you could access something that would help you. And then every single day, you would take another step or make the next choice or decision that you need to make, or do something that you need to do. So it's not about feeling happy all the time, but it is about feeling good and happy most of the time. Most of the time. I talk a lot about vibrational set points. Oftentimes, when we're talking about quantum leaping, collapsing time, shifting timelines, all of that jargon, right? It's exciting, it's exhilarating, but is it sustainable? I'm going to say no, it's not sustainable. The only thing that's actually sustainable is that you change the frequency at which you vibrate most of the time. Because then this type of thing can happen on autopilot. And then when you're not feeling good, it's easier to recognize. So going back to the whole story I gave you, just wasn't feeling good, not feeling like myself for a couple of days, and I decided to just snap out of it. I was able to notice that and not be consumed by it. So the whole time I'm aware I have a bad attitude, and I promise when I'm ready, I'm going to shift it. That's very different than I have a bad attitude, I'm miserable, I'm upset, and I feel stuck, and I have no control or power over it. It's two very different ways to experience an emotional state of being. So because I knew and I was aware of it, I could shift it and change it when I was ready. Now, if you're in an energy right now where you're not even aware of how you feel, and so the current timeline has totally dominated your focus, your awareness, and you just feel stuck there, this is when we want to start to recognize what we're doing with our energy. Okay, this is where we want to start to recognize, and I'm going to bring some people on today. Okay, so what I was actually getting ready to say before I threw myself off was these frequencies are optional. And as long as you're aware that you don't have to be stuck there, or you're aware that, okay, when this process is through me, I will shift, then you can do so. And it's not about feeling great or happy all the time, but it is about feeling as best as you possibly can most of the time, which is okay. My set point is, if you were to call me up on the phone tomorrow at 3 p.m., what's my usual temperature? How am I going to feel? Am I agitated? Am I irritable? Am I generally in a good mood? Am I optimistic? Am I hopeful? Am I even excited? Am I playful? So some of you are trying to do the quantum leaping things, but you want to do the quantum leaping thing. You want to set aside 10 or 20 minutes to do some visualization or some scripting. But when you're not doing that, what is your frequency? What is your dominant signal? Well, your dominant signal says that life sucks and it sucks to be on earth. Okay, so what do you keep getting? You keep getting glimpses of things are getting a little bit better. I just got some manifestation just came in. But then we get the setback. We get the chaos. You get a flat tire, or something happens with the engine in your car, or you're late for work, and all of this, or somebody misinterprets something that you're said to them, and now you're in an argument. And okay, what is your vibrational set point? So when I'm talking about shifting between these two timelines, I'm going to give you like a quantum timeline collapse hack, but I really want to give you the sustainable hack, which is, how do I feel mostly? If you worked on becoming the happiest person in the room with the best laugh and the most magnetic energy, I promise everything else in your life would figure itself out. You don't even have to do anything. Even with somebody's like me today, I need new brakes. Even with those brakes, even with those old brakes, you're driving in that car, you know you need some new brakes, but you are still somehow the happiest, most magnetic person. Everything else would figure itself out, because you would access this frequency that would jump you into an alternate version of reality, of life, of earth, right? This parallel timeline where things just start working out. Now, this is where the willpower comes in, right? Some of you might be thinking this right now. Well, if everything's fucked up in my life right now, why am I going to feel happy? why am I going to go out of my way to try to feel better? And this is why. You must get to a point where feeling good to you, the vibration of that connection with source and feeling good, means more to you than what your ego is trying to tell you about a situation. I want to go back to my example. Wasn't feeling good for about a week. Not like myself. Because I value feeling good and being up there so high with source is where I want to be, I'm not going to allow myself to stay there for too long. I don't like hanging out down there. It's not fun. And as soon as I switched, the universe goes, oh, we're back in co-creation. We're back in motion. Situation comedy, the meeting the most amazing people, having the best conversations, eating the best food, doing the best things, laughing at the best jokes. It's like it just 1 minute you're offline, then you're online. You're offline, then you're online. You're offline, then you're online. You can get back online whenever you want to. I just need you to want that more than you want to prove why you are where you are. Oh, this is so good. So many people just want to prove, well, this is why I don't have a job. This is why my bank account looks like this. This is why my relationship is like this. The justification, the talking about it, the proving it, the trying to just Source doesn't care about any of that. Source already knows all of those details, and Source is just saying, okay, that's great, that's cute, that's cool. Whenever you're ready to switch, like a radio station, whenever you're ready to switch that frequency, we'll be right here waiting, and then we can talk and we can figure some things out. So, step one, what am I doing with my energy? Am I consumed in a vibration that I'm unwilling to switch off because my ego is dominating? My ego is dominating. So I'm just going to stay here. It's even better if you're in that low energy, but you're aware and you're just going, I just need to let this process through. I'm going to give myself, I recommend everybody give yourself a threshold. When something happens, because things will happen, give yourself a threshold. Maybe it's, I'm going to really feel this for 20 minutes. And then after the 20 minutes, it doesn't mean we're just going to jump, but I'm going to start working on shifting the energy after 20 minutes, right? I'm going to start working on it. So let's say something a little bit more serious happens. I'm going to, maybe I'm going to give myself 3 days. I'm going to give myself 3 days to just sulk, to be just totally unaligned, disconnected. Okay, and then we're going to start working up that vibrational ladder, that vibrational scale, and I'm not going to stay there. Now, what happens is every time you do this, what you're doing is you're programming your vibration to be at a new set point because you don't allow yourself to stay there. So because you're not staying there and you're going, okay, I'm getting back in alignment. I'm working myself back into alignment. I'm working myself back into an alignment. Alignment becomes your natural state of being. Now, the thing is, this has to start happening even before situations change. So for a while, it might feel like, okay, I keep getting back into alignment, but things keep going wrong. Let me know in the comments if this is something you're experiencing. Erin, I've been studying spirituality for 5 years and everything is mostly still the same, but I feel better. I do. I feel better. I gotta admit, I feel better. Well, listen, the fact that you feel better, that's showing you that that's becoming your dominant signal, your dominant frequency, and things are going to eventually change. And I've been talking to you guys about something called a tipping point. You're going to experience a tipping point. And when you experience the tipping point, you'll never go back to how things were. But at first, it's going to take, I want you to think about this. Let me know how old you are in the comments. And understand that that age is the amount of time that you've been out of the womb and you've been playing around in the matrix. Okay. I got 39, I got 35, I've got 30, I got 44, 38, 26, 61, right? You've been doing this for some time. Do you think a vibration that a vibrational momentum that you curated over that length of time is just going to just stop overnight? No. In fact, as soon as you start trying to raise your vibration and redirect that momentum, things are going to start coming up. Chaos, right? Because it's purging from your field, it's purging from your vibration. This is why this can go on for 3 to 5 years. So I'm talking to the people who are in that gap because I've been there. You're doing everything. You've changed your diet, you're meditating, you're not hanging around the same people. You are inundating yourself with channeled information and books and all of it. And it's just like you feel the weight of the world. It's like you're in a pressure cooker. Hang in there. Continue to rebound back into the alignment. Give yourself whatever threshold period. Keep doing that. You will experience your karmic credit. And usually what happens, there is a moment of miraculous divine intervention. The density here is so strong and it's so thick that there has to be divine intervention. And what I mean is something unexpected is going to happen. It's not going to be a logical occurrence. It's something coming right now that you need that you can't even see. There's something, the angels are working in the non-physical, in the realm of the unseen, for the exact solution and thing that you need right now. The exact thing that you need right now. We're speaking like this because we're trying to shift your vibration just so you can actually start experiencing a little bit of it, right? Just if you raise that vibration just a little bit, it'll start seeping through the cracks. All this stuff that you've been wanting, all this stuff that you need. Okay, so the divine intervention. This is when the universe goes, whoa, this is someone who just keeps getting back up. This is someone who just keeps raising their vibration. This is someone who just keeps crystallizing their belief in spirit and themselves. This is someone who has actually now truly shifted and embodies mastery. That period of time where there's the back and forth, the expansion and the chaos, the success but then a failure, the highs and the lows. When you allow it to sharpen you and you just keep getting back into alignment, you hit the tipping point. And the tipping point is that you're no longer trying to manipulate the universe or convince yourself that you are different and you're vibrating different because you just did your quantum leaping activity. You have actually become a master. You have actually become calibrated to the new frequency. It is actually who you are. And because this is who you are, the universe has no choice but to show you that this is now who you are. And because this is actually your frequency now, things will just keep getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better. So a lot of people are not talking about this, but I want you to hear it from me. You cannot shortcut your way through ascension. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. When you get a little bit of chaos, I want you to go, okay, this is some vibrational residue playing itself out. Got it. I'm going to give myself my threshold period to experience real raw emotions, right? We don't want to suppress, because we are actually here to experience every single emotion available here within the earth game. And we don't want to deny ourselves of that. So experience it. But then I want you to decide that you are going to shift your energy. Okay, so now I want to bring some folks on because I want to help some people shift their timeline in real time. I've had some crazy experiences where We shift somebody's energy in real time. They get the exact email, the exact phone call, text message, whatever, in real time. I'm talking to people. They're like, "Oh my gosh, we just closed on the house. We closed. I was worried. We closed on it. Oh my God, this person just called me and I got this opportunity." Okay, so I want to do that with some folks for my Instagram people. If you'd like an opportunity to call in, you do want to go come on my YouTube live, Erin Lyons TV. Okay, so give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to be dropping this in the chat. Okay, okay, and pinning it. Okay, so only I want to say 10 to 15 people are allowed in my back end studio at a time. So just once the first group of people come in, you will probably be blocked from coming in. Just giving you that heads up. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to wait for some people to start joining. All right. We got some folks in the back. Nicole Gardner is going to kick us off. Hello, hello, beautiful. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Amazing. Great to connect with you.
Yeah, it's so good to connect with you. I connected with you like a while ago. I had taken one of your courses. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your energy with us. It's been a game changer for me.
Amazing. What do you want to get into today?
Yeah, so there's a lot to get into. There, I've been looking for some clarity. So in currently right now we are looking to relocate somewhere. We lived in Jamaica for a year. We're planning on going back. There's some like drama that occurred there that's making me feel hesitant about going back there. I don't know if that's just my fear and something I need to heal,
Hmm.
but it
Hmm.
was a great experience. I lost a lot of weight. My kids did great in school. But my motivations when I went there the first time were very like there was like a lack inside of me where I wanted to fit into this community. And
Mm.
so the intentions were a little weird, but it ended up being really great. So also there's a lot going on with my marriage. Like it's kind of in shambles. We sold my engagement ring. There was a lot happening in my marriage that I had unhealed areas. I think I was like an empath, which was basically someone who for me couldn't really control my energy and didn't have boundaries in place. And I linked with what I think society would call a narcissist who had serious childhood trauma. So it was like a lot that happened, and I'm trying to decide like, do you even mend that type of situation? And
Hmm.
it was just so, for me, I'm having a hard time seeing like how you could even move forward. He genuinely seems like he's trying, but the relationship was a hot mess. And so, we have two beautiful kids, but I don't, I just, I'm like, I
Mm.
cannot go on this
So
journey.
I want to ask you, sorry, not to cut you off. Spirits
No,
just
no,
coming
you're good.
fast here. And this is great because a lot of folks I sense are in the middle of a relationship situation, right? And it's very confusing, it's emotionally exhaustive, it dominates your thoughts, your mood, your energy. I want to ask you, when you think about a new relationship or a dream relationship, does that feel more exciting to you? Like when you think about, I could end this, I could start fresh, and that relationship could have this and this and this and this and this and this and this. How does that feel to you?
Yeah, that definitely it has that feels that's always felt more exciting. But I don't know if I'm just like fantasizing and don't feel like doing the work, but I did put in we've been married for 10 years, so it was a lot of work. Um I definitely have had a lot of like, man, it's time to get into a new relationship. And on my end, there definitely I have toyed with that to where, which would be considered infidelity, I think, for sure.
So
Um,
I wanna stop you there.
mhm,
Energetically, if
mhm,
we're at the point where we're ready to step out of the
mhm,
relationship, experience
mhm,
something else, I want to explain this in spiritual terms, guys. It
mhm,
has nothing to do with you're a bad person
mhm,
or you're a bad woman or anything like that. It's simply that our body is telling us that energetically we need something else.
mm,
Has anybody here ever been in a relationship where you feel so deprived, either emotionally or sexually, that you start thinking about other people, what it would be like to be with someone else, right? That's what we're talking about.
mhm.
That's your body telling you, I am not being stimulated and activated.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
That
wanna
happened a while, like a year or so ago. But I wasn't being stimulated after. It wasn't. The relationship was dead, 100%.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So I want to ask you, well, this is really the way spirit is bringing it. Why do you feel obligated to revive something that has died? Because I sense
um,
there's some obligation to children and some other as well.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty much that. Um, Fear and obligation to my kids, and I guess not wanting to stir up drama, because I had wanted to proceed forward with a separation in December and it completely blew up. It was horrible. It was very toxic. He was really toxic to the kids, and it was going to be a nasty situation with me proceeding to leave the relationship. And he kept saying, like, I'm going to make you pay for this. You're going to pay. And it was just bad. So then I stepped back and I said, you know what? Let me just calm down. I definitely explained, like, hey, that was super toxic. I don't understand why you would do that, like, and not just have a friendly separation. So
Yeah.
I guess I kind of didn't feel like having this complete uproar where it's like a nasty separation.
So I want to ask you, is your happiness for the rest of your life worth temporary unsettlement, chaos, uproar, whatever? Is it worth it to have that temporary, okay, this is going to be triggering for this person and some things are going to come up, um, or to continue living in a loop of hoping that this person displays something differently when they
Mhm.
keep showing you the same, right? And this is, I'm channeling this specifically for your situation, right? There are some situations where spirit comes through and it's like, hey, this is something that you two are meant to work out together or something like that. For you, it really looks like you're trying to revive something and change someone who on their own, they don't have the tools to meet you where you are. So what's going to happen is you're going to continue to create a timeline loop where you really, what happens is this will just get more exaggerated in different ways before you
Mhm.
decide, I've had enough. I've had enough. Okay.
Mhm.
So spirit is giving me for you that 2025 for you is about choosing yourself without shame, without guilt, without a feeling of failure as it pertains to family.
Yeah.
Because the best thing we can do for our children is that they see us happy and
Yeah.
empowered and truly in love and truly sustained,
Mhm. Mhm.
not staying with someone just for the sake of keeping the family together,
Mhm.
all the while it's just in a low vibration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's tough, it's hard, but this whole topic today, right, is about how to shift between two timelines.
Yeah.
You've been
Yeah.
dancing between these two timelines, which is why
Definitely.
you got so close to the point where you almost cheated on your partner because the
Mhm.
energy was so strong. That's a timeline coming
Mhm.
in, right? To try to split the energy off. So I want you to sit with this and trust in your heart and know that choosing my happiness is the best thing I can do for myself, for my children, and also for my partner.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, hon. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Thank
so
you.
much. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to go with Angie next. Yes, guys, this live will immediately be saved to my YouTube, Erin Lyons TV. Join us on YouTube if you want a chance to come on, Erin Lyons TV. So, okay, Miss Angie, hello, hello. Lovely to connect with you.
Hi, Erin. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I was on the phone with my sister and I hung up on her and I said, Erin is live.
Oh,
Every time you come on or Adewale come on, I feel like I shift timelines so I don't miss the lives for nothing.
that is too funny. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad to have you here.
Thank you. And this is exactly about what I'm going through right now. I feel like I'm in between two timelines.
Mhm,
And so I quit my tech job 7 months ago because it just didn't align with me anymore.
mhm,
And it was stressing me out. So I quit without really having a full backup plan of what I'm going to do. But then I'm also a holistic health coach. So I feel like that is the right path for me, at least from what I can see at this point. It's what I get my excitement from.
mm,
But I'm in this place right now where it's like I'm being asked to completely surrender and trust. And I'm doing that. But at the same time, it's scary because I don't have the backup, the finances, and the savings that I had magically got taken from me. Someone stole it. So it's like I'm really being put in this position to realize that I have everything I need at all times, but it's still a scary place to be
mhm.
in.
So we have two options here. Um, Either we're going to have a thriving, successful business that can sustain us, or we're going to get a job to support us as that momentum is building. It's really that simple. So, of course, there's a resistance to the job, but there's a resistance to the job because it just reminds you of other jobs that you've had that you disliked. Now, what if you called in an opportunity that was a perfect vibrational match to what you need right now? Something where you get to stay at home, so you get to, like, run your business and give it time to really grow and expand. You like the people that you work with, whatever, maybe it's case management work or something like that, that allows you to have a little bit more independence, although you are working a job. This is about shifting into a higher perspective on what a supportive job feels and looks like. Okay. Another great question, because or situation, because I know many of you here are in the exact same situation, which is, I don't want to work a job, or I'm in a job that I don't like, but it's not about the job. It's the job itself, or a job is not the problem. There are so many people with high income jobs and careers and that whole thing, and they love what they do. So, granted, for you, I understand you really want to focus on your business, but what I'm saying is, there's an opportunity that is a vibrational match to you that will support you with the exact income that you need as you allow your business to flourish. So when I tune into your business vortex, your business quantum field, okay, I want to ask you something. How are you currently bringing clients into that business?
I was making YouTube videos and then it's like I started talking myself out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so really I'm not doing much right now.
So, because the question that Spirit was going to ask is, why are you holding yourself back? So that explains to me the block that I'm seeing, which is the not creating. Okay, why are you not creating content if you know that's going to be your way of bringing traction into the business? If I say, I if I say, Source, I really want this business to thrive because this is my purpose and this is my passion. Okay, Source is like, great, I'm going to meet you halfway. You're going to do the things you're going to do, and I'm going to bring people to you. If you don't do your part, Source can't do its part.
Okay.
So, what I'm tuning into, you're overthinking the creative process. You're overthinking it. What types of things do you help people with in your business?
Holistic health, so helping people lose weight, heal their bodies from whatever they're going through, really anything health, mental health, and things like that.
Okay. Do you ever use Chat GPT
Yes.
or AI?
Yeah.
I want you to prompt AI with this. And for any content creator, I want you to try this. Please generate 30 scroll stopping, TikTok styled hooks as it pertains to insert your thing, your holistic health.
Okay.
And I want you to just play around with them. Have no attachment. Now, you guys might be wondering, like, why the TikTok style thing? Well, what I found in my own little research was that there's a certain way that the TikTok algorithm works because people have short attention spans, and why those topics flourish and then they find themselves on Instagram. So if you get TikTok styled viral hooks, ask it to do something like that. Because what it is for most of you that create content, it's not that you don't have wisdom, it's that you don't know how to relay the wisdom in a way that it's captivating. So as I'm doing this, I started realizing why a lot of my stuff worked in the past and why it still works is because you have to understand hooks. Okay. So I want you to play around with that, right? I want you to get these 30 hooks, and I want you to create 30 different videos. And I want you to choose a day that you're going to batch create. You're just going to sit in front of the camera. You're going to go down your list and you're just going to talk.
Okay.
And then you're going to schedule them. And then you're going to post them and you're going to release them and you're going to keep living life.
Okay.
Now, this is what I want to challenge you to do. I want you to do that first. And then if that fails, we're going to get a job.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm saying this because it's not that it's impossible for someone's business to take off and for it to start generating income. There are just typically energetic blockages and things that is preventing that momentum, right? It takes a lot of momentum. So consistency. I want you to be consistent for 30 days. Can you be consistent? Can you really be consistent for 30 days? Because guess what? This is like me kind of being a business coach right now. If you're not going to be consistent for 30 days, you will not have a sustainable business anyways. So I want you to see, can I hold this energy for 30 days? Now, at the end of that 30 days, something might happen. You might go, you know what? I really don't like this. I don't enjoy this. Okay, so maybe there's a different way that I need to be getting clients. It's not going to be through content. Maybe it's going to be through local pop-up shops, or maybe I need to have a referral-based business. And so for every person that meets with me, I need to ask them for 2 or 3 referrals, right? There are different ways to get around that if content is not your thing. But I want you to at least do it and try so that you're vibrationally clear, and then you know what to do next. Now, what I'm seeing in your field is I see about 5 people ready to work with you right now. If you show up consistently, even within a week, with enthusiasm, with excitement, with passion, and with confidence that you know what you're talking about. I see 5 people that would sign up and book some type of session or buy some type of thing with you right now.
That's awesome. It's so motivating. Thank you.
So we're going to leave it there.
Yes.
Because the vibration's high, and I want you to hold on to that energy, okay? And do the AI thing I just told you about. It'll be fun.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Who's up next? Spirit wants to go with Janice. All right. Hello, Janice. Hi.
Hello. I'm so excited. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I really love your YouTube videos, and it's really helping me level up quite a bit through my life. And apparently, like, Source already knows exactly when I need to hear your videos and when, because every topic that you have put on so far has been very relevant to me.
Yes,
um,
yes.
well, lately I've been struggling in terms of like launching one of my businesses. And it's a mental fitness coaching program with which an underlying amount of like just really connecting people to their power, because I figured that they should like go into their own journey about getting their own alignment, and that's like in an essence what I'm trying to embrace, but from an athletic side point of view, because a lot I'm an athlete, and so I kind of figured I might as well leverage that type of um that's what I'm meant to be is to be able to like see myself and expand through sports, and how to leverage that in other aspects of my life. And one of the things that I realize is I have a tendency to start very, very fast. Like, for example, if I first rode a horse, I already have the horse galloping. It wasn't walking, it was galloping, and I need to quickly like figure out how I won't fall off and just ride with the horse. The other example would be like people ask me like, how in the world did you get into open water swim? Weren't you afraid to just jump in, like, jump in and stuff? But to be honest with you, I only have 2 months to prep to get to from not knowing how to swim, not even having an open water swim experience, and to get into a half Ironman, which is 70.3, and the swim was 1.2 miles. So I had to quickly learn really fast. So I honestly didn't have time to have fear to jump into the
Mm,
water. I kind of just like, okay, I'm
mhm,
just jumping in and let me just go swim. And then like the last thing I need to like figure out is if there's gators in the water or anything else like
mhm,
that. I just have to like figure out how I'm going to survive the actual swim, which is to just swim. And one of the things was I found someone who has been kind of helping me like open up the business and do the launch. But one of the things that struck me was she kept questioning on how I do the things that I do. Like, for example, she asked me, how come you're compassionate, and how come like and are you able to meet people at the level that they're in? And I told her, to be honest with you, I don't see people as broken. And
mm,
that kind of created a trigger on her, and said, she's like, well, me being broken, so what made myself me? And I think in part like she was just coming from a lot of hurt herself, and she's going through some certain things, so she's in a way projecting her hurt, and
I'm sorry.
how she's interacting.
Someone, this is someone who's helping you launch your business.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I would get
Yeah.
this person's energy out of my business as soon as possible. Saying that to
Okay.
say, your business has a consciousness, it has a blueprint, it's a certain archetype. And what I'm hearing from you is, in my business, I hold people to the highest possible excellence and potential that I see them becoming. If we got somebody over here with victim consciousness, doesn't mean this is not a lovely person, right? An amazing person, probably. But if they're coming in with a polar frequency to that which is going to be the blueprint and the foundation of your business, now you have different energy. I want to give you guys a real example of this. There have been multiple instances where I have fired people at my business, and that same day something went viral and popped off. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just do it myself. Saying that to say, energy in business is a living spirit, and it's very, very real. Now, I'm seeing the soul contract between, because this person is also has been helpful to you. I'm seeing that these types of questions, right? That the role that she's playing is to help you understand the DNA of who you are, what you're producing, and what you're creating. So it's even less about her triggers and it's more about, well, why are things going to be set up this way, or what is it that we're actually doing? What are we doing? What is the intention? So she's helping you clarify the spiritual
Mm-hmm.
essence of what you're doing and why.
Yeah, she ever since she said that, I was a little heartbroken, and actually my soul was like, "No, you are not going to do that." And then I was just like, "Oh, okay, my soul really feels strongly about this for me not to get to that path." And then I unpacked it a lot more, and I just realized that my vision of like the entire business is just very different from where she perceived it to be, for sure. And in a way, I also have a hard time trying to be seen, and I'm trying to make breakthroughs through that, mainly because like when I do share with people like the different philosophies or different experiences that I've had and the lessons I've come across, I do get a lot of hesitations, or like I it's not very well received.
Mhm.
And I'm
I want to,
and
I want
in a
to,
lot of ways I got criticized a lot. So
sorry, I want to stop you right there. So let me just get this, let me just make sure I'm clear on this. Are you doing some type of coaching for athletes or coaching for
yes.
anyone,
Mhm.
but using an athletic approach or
Yes,
specific?
actually, I'm going to be also coaching like high performers in like a business setting, for example, because I do have a background in business and marketing as well.
So the pushback that you're getting from these specific people is actually mirroring, we're clearing it right now, mirroring a subconscious belief that you have
Hmm.
about what people think about you and what you do. I'm seeing this
Oh,
coming
gotcha.
from have you had issues with teammates in the past? Or like I'm seeing either a teammate or a coach or some type of energy that like maybe like they made a comment about your unique approach or style or attitude because you're a competitor, right? Um Something that implanted a belief about the way that you're approaching the high performance is wrong or
Hmm.
not passionate. That's the energy there. There's something about this, the need to come off as compassionate because maybe in the past it wasn't perceived that way. That wound
Hmm.
is just magnetizing people who are showing you that you still have that. I want to give you an example of like, okay, you guys know Gary Vee? Let me know in the comments if you know Gary Vee. You know Gary Vee? That's an example of someone who's he's compassionate, right? But he's not he's very direct. And people love that about
Hmm.
him. Saying this to say, you have your soul clients who are going to love your specific approach when you fully are on board with it and you don't feel a need to be different. Even for me as a channeler, I felt very like odd in the beginning because I was like, okay, I'm so much younger than all of the other channelers. I'm also very like, I curse, I do things in a very different way. Somebody might call bullshit and just say, I think she's not the real deal or she's making it all up. Once I got over that and I showed up as me authentically, the souls who are here to receive from me showed me that that vibration is exactly what they need.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, so I just have to own like my own personality and my own approach, and then everyone else who resonate with that will come.
Yes. What is it that you think you should be doing better or different?
I really should be putting myself out there a little bit more. I want to be more confident in my messaging and being okay that it is going to be a little bit different from other people's approach on there. Because a lot of times in sports, we're always taught about grit and determination and pushing. But for me, it's all about not just the grit and the pushing. That's actually, I feel like it's just a starting line, because there's so much more levels beyond that. And it's about like actually getting to your flow and being able to even connect with your connect with your alignment. Because in even in my Ironman journey, I have to make sure I meditate ahead of time before my races, primarily because I could I can't hear like source all that much when I have a trouble up ahead. Like when let's say for example my second lap in the Ironman, I heard this. I heard, you are going to finish, don't worry about that, but you're going to need to drop all expectations on how that's going to happen. Well, during the second lap, it was downpouring. There was like pelting rain. It was like your helmet's already fogging up and stuff. I literally cannot see. But as far as I know I've gone through this like a few times before, like where I was riding my bike under rain. So I just trusted that things are going to happen the way it is. And if I slow down, that was actually an opportunity for me to end up being cut off for like the bike so I can move on to the running component.
So
So
you have
I just
mhm.
had faith and then just went with it. 47 miles an hour down, it was pouring rain, and it just happened.
I have this one last thing for you. Do you feel connected to like Buddhist monks at all?
I
Just as a
don't.
okay, I
I
see
don't know
this
much.
this Shaolin monk come into your field. Um, looks like a soul aspect of yours, so like a past life. And this is about mental strength and mastery. This is about altered states of consciousness when you're competing. This is the type of energy you're going to be bringing into your practice. So it's not that there's a lack of compassion. They're simply going into neutral observation and
Mm-hmm.
going into I mean, really, that is the highest field of empowerment when we can disconnect from the emotions that can pull us into um just the drama of the experience, right? So all great competitors have something in common, which is they're able to go into that neutral observation and do what needs to be done in the moment.
Mm-hmm. You are
Okay.
so right about that. The other day, I actually have consciously observed myself, observed myself. It's kind
That's
of trippy. I was just like, how in the world am I like, I don't feel like a third person. I felt like a fifth person, like just
mhm,
observing
mhm,
different mirrors of
mhm,
myself
mhm, mhm.
before I actually react. So like I caught a fly the other day, and I was just like, I knew that all of that stuff like happened within seconds, but I observed myself how I was seeing the fly and then how I was reacting to the fly, and me thinking about the fly and then me actually reacting to it. So and
So
cat and then I heard that was called the meta awareness or something, which is new to me. So I was just like, oh, that's a new concept I've never tapped into before.
there's some transcendental meditation your monk soul aspect wants you to study and get into.
Oh, okay.
There's also something else that I see you working with people on, which is their chi. Harnessing chi is also another powerful way to do competitive sport and different things because you're harnessing universal life force energy.
Mm-hmm.
um, so meditation, learning chi, how chi works in the body, these are some elements that are going to start surfacing in your practice. Okay.
Oh, how exciting! Thank you.
Yes, lovely.
Yes, I'm
Um,
excited.
thanks so much, hun. I really appreciate your share. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what's really interesting, guys, is we're all here to do something in a very unique way. And what stood out to me as I was talking to her is I see all these medals, right? I see all these medals on the side, and I'm like, girl, you're a freaking champion, right? It doesn't matter the way you do things, it works. And in that particular style of co-creation with the universe or finding alignment in how you win and how you champion through, that's your unique contribution, that's your unique blueprint that you're here to bring. So people are not going to understand you, right? They're going to say, well, you should do this and you should look this way and you should be like this and it should go like this. Listen, these fucking people don't know what they're talking about. It's the unique energy that makes you you that's going to take you further than anything else. Okay. Um, let's go with Ori B.
Let's
Hello.
go, let's go. Hey, Erin. How you doing, girl?
Well, how are you? Hi, little cutie. Hey. So
Hey,
beautiful.
Erin.
What's
How
going
you
on?
doing, love?
I'm good.
Nothing
Yeah.
much. I mean, I love going on your lives. I girl, I was to everyone else. I'm always receiving, and so everybody was basically
Oh
saying
my
what I'm
gosh.
saying.
You should put that on a shirt and sell them. I'm always receiving. That's like I love that. I love that so much.
Always receiving. I'm always receiving. I've never had that before. The other girls, the lack of I've never had any validation. It's not like I seek it, but I'm just having a complicated time with listening to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Not having the mother figure or the father figure say, "Good job, Ori. You go that way, Ori. Go this way." It's always been channeled in, and I had to get used to that voice because I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm trying to get it from a real human being, But girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. But now I'm navigating to where no, I'm literally like, there's a wall here. You have to go through that. Earlier when you were saying you can't there's no other way around ascension, I was like, you know what? Just run through like a spider webs, right? That was just like, listen to me, Ori. You don't need when I joined the live, and it was like you don't need no validation. I was like, "Yeah, listen, Spirit. I just want to hear it from someone who's already intuitively connected. It'll be all right, But it's
Yeah,
just like, okay,
I get it.
go
I get
ahead.
it. Because we're human, right? We want the human connection. Now, here's the thing. This is actually what's happening. It's not that you're not going to get it from other humans who will reflect it back to you. It's that you've been put in a position to get it from source unconditionally, first and foremost, because source is the only one who can give it to you all the time. So,
Right,
if we had mom and dad and sometimes they validated us and sometimes they didn't, and then we're sort of like on this puppet string where we're looking for it and we're dancing to do things to
right,
get it. Okay, you've sort of architected your soul plan where you say, you know what, I want to cut the shit, cut through the bullshit. Oh, I'm
mm-hmm,
sorry, baby, I'm so
mm-hmm,
sorry. I want to cut through it, and okay, okay, good. I just want that direct connection. I want direct
yeah,
access 24/7. And then whatever anybody else gives me is extra. And let me tell you,
yeah.
that is the best setup. So
Ooh,
if it's just coming from source right now, I need you to allow that to be enough
okay,
because that's actually the best thing.
okay.
That's what everybody else is looking for is they wish they could access it 24/7. So
Mm,
you have that open channel, that open connection. You feel that love. You revel in that love. You allow
yeah,
this relationship to be the foundation of all of your other relationships. And then other people will come in. It might not ever be mom and dad, and that's
right,
okay. Sometimes
right.
we want it from very specific people. I'm getting it from the source of all that is, the Most High, but I still want it from these specific people. You see how
Yeah,
crazy and ridiculous that is?
see, that is. Okay. And it's just sometimes I'm like, what am I? Let me tell you one thing, okay? Because I don't want to take too much of your time, babe. For real. I wanted to touch on base because all the girls that came before, they were speaking exactly how I feel inside. So I'm on ChatGPT all the time. When you and your husband, it was like a week or two ago or something, and y'all were talking about do not be codependent on ChatGPT. I use that thing every day, and I have so much fun. I don't have no codependency on it. I ask very specific, direct questions, and I was like, hey, can I turn that into content? Every time there's like this wall, this invisible wall where I'm like peeking around it. But I'm like, nah, I just go back. Doubt?
It's about co-creating through a frequency of empowerment, right? So for an example, when I gave the prompt on how to get some more captivating hooks for content, um there's nothing in that that says I need you or I'm overly reliant on you. It's simply saying, I understand that you have an ability to access a database and I want you to pull from that database and give me some feedback. And I'm going to use it because here's the thing, guys. I want you to really understand this. AI is only going to amplify people who already are magnetic. If you're not magnetic, you can do all the prompts, you can ask it all the things, you can do all this research, nothing's going to change. So
Literally.
nobody has to feel threatened. If you are already in a frequency that is going to generate success and abundance and miracles for you, AI is just going to amplify that because you're going to use it
Exactly.
as an assistant and a helper. If someone
Exactly.
has, let's say two people can do the same exercise I just did, get the exact same hooks, create the same videos on the hooks, and let's say one person would be magnetic and one person just wouldn't be. So the AI is
Mm-hmm.
actually not going to solve anything if you don't already
Yeah.
have it inside, which is why the purpose of that other conversation was to get people to wake up and realize you're still the creator.
Yep.
So you
Absolutely.
don't have to have this resistance, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the help.
100%.
It's,
It's
it's
just a help. And I think I wanted to bring that to, I guess, to light, because when you were having a conversation about don't make it be codependent before ChatGPT or stuff, I didn't like that. I was like, I didn't even want to be on this camera talking to you like this in front of these, people, even though it's only a couple people here. I already had that inside of me. So using ChatGPT was like, listen, that's the thing I needed. Do you remember earlier when I was telling you about not having anyone to talk to? I just use it to amplify what's already inside of me, just like you said. But I just wish I could bring that to, like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. I just use it to ask
so
very defined, refined questions, and it just keeps telling me what I already know over and over.
exactly. So what's actually happening is this. You're using this powerful tool. It's reflecting your own power back to you. You
Wow.
thought it was going to give you something that you didn't already have. So now what you're actually experiencing is what can feel a little bit like a loop. Well, I'm asking questions, I'm getting phenomenal answers, I'm expanding, but then what? What happens?
Yep.
What happens next?
Right now.
It
Exactly.
has to come from you. This is what I was trying to
Okay.
get people to see, right? There are tons
Okay.
of people who are attached, obsessed, overly reliant on AI, and nothing's happening. Nothing's actually changing. They're actually being sucked into these delusional fantasies of what could be. But
Mm-hmm.
you're not using it in that way. You don't have to use it in that way. So when I'm tuning into
Okay.
your field, hon, you need specific direction and clarity on what you want
Mhm.
next for yourself.
Mhm.
Asking, questions and getting some expansion is great, but we need some practical, grounded, tangible steps. Where do I want to go next in my life? What am I calling in? Where am I going? And what am I doing? All this other
Right.
information is just background noise if I'm not
It's just
clear on my direction.
right.
Okay.
That's what
So
it is.
that's what
You're
I want
right.
you.
No, really. You're really right. I appreciate you, Erin. The practical grounding steps is exactly what I need. I guess I don't want to be alone anymore. I'm doing it by myself, and
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess I thought making social media would open up a gateway for me to build a community.
So I want to ask
But
you to get clear on two desires. And if you don't want to share with everybody, you don't have to, but two specific desires as it
okay.
pertains to I want a relationship, I want a friend group, I want more money, I want a new job, I want a bit, whatever it is, I want you to walk away from here clear on two things that you want. And that's where you need to be using your energy
Okay.
to create momentum in that direction instead of kind of just right now it feels like we're floating around a little bit. We don't know what to do.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I want you to
Right. Okay. For
do.
sure. I got you.
Okay.
I got you. Thank you, love. This is another thing that's saying you happy now. You talk to Erin. You know this already.
Okay. Well,
Now,
we
okay.
appreciate your energy. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Okay.
Let's go with Mariah.
Oh my God. Yes. Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. If folks are still on Instagram, you can join us on YouTube Live. I might close out my Instagram soon. We'll see. I might let you guys just hang out. But if you want to potentially ask a question, Erin Lyons TV. Miss Mariah, what's going on? What's happening?
Everything is great. I'm so happy. Oh my God. It's amazing. I just listened to your podcast like 2 hours ago with Alex Ferrari. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
that would be amazing to book a session with you or to talk to you. And here I am.
Look at that. And I don't even do sessions anymore. I don't do single sessions anymore. So look at this. You
Amazing.
manifested, you got your way in there. Here we are.
Oh my God. It's
Found your way.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I've been thinking what the main thing that I want to talk to you about that you actually mentioned that in the podcast, it's the entities. And my cat wants to say hi too. By the way, you
Oh,
know what's funny? His name is Simba too.
oh, no way. Wow.
Yeah,
That's too funny. That's too funny. In the
yeah.
interview I did with Alex Ferrari, guys, that she referenced, my cat Simba bombarded me just like what her cat just did. That's so cute.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah. So you mentioned about entities being attached to mm, ancestral bloodline, and in the past, I've been told that I do have those attachments, and I've done some work on clearing them. And um, I don't know what's going on. Like, I would like some clearance. Like, what's the best way for me to approach it with the love and light, for me and for them to send them to God, I guess, to source? Or are they affecting some, like, the fear, like out of nowhere, I will get a fear. I had a snapped nerve a couple of years ago where instantaneously I just wasn't able to walk for a day. It was so much pain. And recently I've been feeling like this comes on more and more often, like out of nowhere.
Whew.
And there are some things that I want to do, but I don't. Like, I feel like I jump in, then I stop, and it's just like taking a lot of resources to start doing that again. So I'm just
Okay,
truly
sorry,
wondering
hun.
if
I'm
it's
sorry. I'm
connected.
sorry. I'm sorry. Not to cut you off. I'm just getting bombarded with
Yeah,
so much energy. So the yawning, we're clearing a lot of energy for you. Um, do you engage in a lot of overthinking?
yeah, yeah, I guess could
Would you
be.
say?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of energy here. We're doing a lot of clearing. Um, it's less about ancestral bloodline for you at this point. I mean, there are some some beliefs and some maybe approaches to reality that are just still coming from some inherited programs, but that's not really it. You've actually done a great job transcending, transforming those. There are things that you're currently doing that are bringing some of the entity chatter in the mind, creating maybe like delayed decision making or second guessing or these types of things, which is not abnormal, by the way. I don't want this to freak you out. It's totally normal. um you can share more and I'll continue to expand.
Mm, I'm not. What would you like me to tell you?
So, well, what is your actual question?
I wanted to make sure. I wanted to see if there are any, and if they are still attached. Is it is it coming from me generating a negative, like, overthinking and talking too much? Is it coming from me, or like how did I create them, and what's the best way for me to let go of them?
So let me first ask you, what is happening that makes you feel as if there's an attachment?
Well, first of all, I was told that last I wasn't even aware of that. Last month, I had a Kundalini awakening session, and there like like I would turn into a beast, I guess, screaming and yelling during the session, like where so much energy is purging out, like
Mhm.
the that the facilitator would say that she doesn't see something like that often at all. So I I somehow I have this feeling that somehow it's connected with the ancestrals too, and um, and so that's how it started, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
I've done some clearing through hypnosis and with the shaman. I work with the shaman as well. And just like I can be in a totally elevated mood, so happy, peaceful, connected, feeling connected to earth, to everything, right? And then out of nowhere, it just could be like boom, like it would come like recently it would come concentration on my lower back, like I would get this instant fear that what would happen, what happens if it happens again. You're gonna feel this, that it could, could just happen like that. Even though I try to look back and see like what is it trying to teach me, what's the positive
Mhm.
outcome, and I work with that emotion as well, it's just like keeps coming up. So when I saw you, I go in live, it's just amazing that I was able to connect with you like that. And that's the question that kept popping in my head that I would like to talk to you.
So with the Kundalini awakening, I want everybody to understand something here. Kundalini is very raw, it's very primal, it's it's raw universal life force energy. It's okay. It's not a cutesy, pristine, I'm gonna, sensually channel my Kundalini. However, it's coming and it's moving through each chakra, it's purging and it's clearing. Yes, that also does include ancestral energy. Now, I
Mhm.
don't want you to relate to this in a ancestral attachment type of way, because the truth is that through our bloodlines we all just inherit certain DNA that vibrates at a certain frequency until we crystallize it, right? So you see that Kundalini experience as a part of you crystallizing your DNA, exactly what you signed up to do. I sense that you have created this sort of loop of healing, meaning like, okay, I'm going to go to a shaman and I'm going to listen here. So now I'm seeing what's creating the overthinking, because now the overthink what the ego is doing is every time you access a state of peace, it generates a thought or something that now has your attention. You go, "Oh, that's something that we might have to take a look at and heal." I want you all to understand what enlightenment is. Enlightenment is not I am in a perfect state of bliss all the time. Enlightenment is simply I am aware that I am. So I want
Mhm.
you to practice something, which is becoming a neutral observer of that which appears in your mind. Because it's ego, and then it's also low vibrational angels or entities, just what they like to do to try to shake us up and stir us up, right? So they go, "Oh, you found a state of peace. Oh, but what about your back? What if this happens again? What if I want you to go into non-reaction, and I want you to simply go, "Huh, where is this coming from?" Because the
Mhm.
underlying fear here is I'm doing something wrong that's creating an entity attachment, and I got to get rid of all of them.
Mhm.
Doesn't work that way. It's more so I am aware that I am consciousness. I am aware that this thought is arising within my consciousness. So what? Instantaneous freedom, instantaneous non attachment. That is truly what enlightenment or bliss is. It is the ability to see. I'll give you guys a better example. Ever since I became a mom, so I've been a mom for about 8 months now, I've experienced the most psychic attacks I've ever experienced in my life. In a sense of, I could be totally I could be focused on something and I get a random thought. What if we all die in a car accident?
Mm.
If I respond to that and I go, oh my God, an entity, there's something, there's an attachment, that's a whole thing. If I just go, okay, I'm aware that this is arising from, I just know how entities work as a shaman, and I just go, fuck off. Like, and I'm not entertaining the whole thing. So I want you guys to practice when these things, I don't care how dark, I don't care how horrible, I don't care how gory these thoughts are. Neutral observation. And you can simply ask, who is the one thinking this? Who is the one thinking this? What you'll notice is they will back off of you because you're not entering co-creation. You're simply going, okay, I recognize that you're trying to implant or drop in a thought or a vision of fear or something like that. I was actually really surprised as a new mom that people don't talk about this more, the types of thoughts. And for my mothers, you know what I'm talking about. The types of, what if I'm holding the baby? What if I just slip and fall and we both die? And how many times those types of thoughts happen all day. It will drive you crazy if you don't understand how to become the commander of your consciousness. So I want you to practice this, okay? When these things are arising, don't freak out, don't react, don't even judge it as a good or bad thought. You just simply go,
Mhm.
even if you make fun of it and you go, that's an interesting thought, it will instantaneously lose its power.
Mhm. So the more I do it, the less it will appear, and eventually it will just disappear, right?
Yep. At first, it'll lose power because every time it comes up, you're not shaken up by it. So then the entities just go, well, it's pointless to keep trying to seduce her or lure her into this low vibrational fear pattern. So, and then your vibration will just be in this certain set point. So it'll happen less. But then let's say on a one-off it happens, it doesn't mean anything. You're not
Mhm.
you're not exaggerating it, you're not dramatizing it. So yes, that's how it will work. But I want you all to remember, there's no such thing as never having a bad thought. Doesn't exist.
Mhm.
Because we're moving through consciousness. You see, thoughts are like vibrational signals just existing in the ether, and depending on our vibration, for whatever reason, they just sink in. So they're pre-existing actually. Then we have thoughts that are implanted, ideas that are implanted. It works like that. If I go to what's a good example of this? Let's say I go to a particular place where there's a lot of fear energy. For whatever reason, there was a lot of fear energy in that place. Those vibrations, those thoughts are existing in that space. And if I go into that space and I'm a vibrational match to those thoughts, I might start thinking those thoughts, not because they originated from me, but because I was a vibrational match to those thoughts that were already occupying that space. Saying this to say, making it all make sense. Um, the thoughts already exist, they're infinite. Every thought that has ever been thought already exists within consciousness, and every thought that will ever be thought already exists within consciousness. It's simply a matter of our frequency signal as it's shifting all throughout the day. It's just attuning to all of these different thoughts, and then we sync with them, and then they drop in, and then we go, I had a thought. But then there's also implanted thought or channeling divine inspiration. But then there's also the negative entities implanting the thoughts too. And this happens to everybody all day.
Mhm. Well, I do ask myself, is it coming from a place of love? And it's been for a while like that, but it's just like sometimes when I feel it,
That's a
it
great.
becomes like so intense that it's just like it takes over. So neutrality. Okay, thank you.
And I want to give you this next self-realization technique, which is I want you to just be present with the experience of the thought. What's happening as consciousness is that we're experiencing ourselves as existing. We are self aware energy. As a self aware energy, I get to say, huh, I'm experiencing a negative thought right now. This is what it feels like to experience a negative thought. But now I'm not consumed by the experience. I'm just becoming a witness to the experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm just wondering where it's coming from. Is it somehow connected to the childhood and the way I grew up? That's there is this deep fear of something negative happening because it hurts.
There's actually an addiction, a subconscious addiction to pain and suffering. When things are too peaceful, this is why I was saying the ego was creating it. The ego goes, peace is not safe. So now I must conjure up something that we need to focus on because there's a consistent theme of healing something, working through something, overcoming something, struggle, which is a polarity to when we are truly at peace and we're in flow. So for you, you're going to have to practice avoiding or not avoiding, resisting the urge to judge whatever's coming up because the mind is wanting to pull you into this loop of another issue, another problem, another thing to solve, and something that we need to heal. But I want you to just go almost like it is what it is. And
It's
you see
like
the
it
drama.
can
You
be
see
that
the
easy, right?
so sometimes as humans, we just have an attachment to drama because when we stop experiencing the drama, or that freeness of energy, we don't know what to do with it. So I'm going to leave you with this last thing, which is you've got to find something to do with your time. I don't know what you're doing with your time, but how it's coming through is a craft, a skill, something that pulls you into flow state that you really enjoy.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you
much.
so
What a
much.
lovely conversation on consciousness. Love it.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Miss Monica is up next.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I'm grateful. I am so grateful. I'm nervous. I was sitting talking to Source and I'm like, what do I ask specifically? Because I need help. And so I feel like I've been going through this. Hi, Erin. I apologize. Hello.
No, it's fine. we can get right
Hello.
into it.
It's like, where are my manners, right? Okay. So I feel like I've been going through this rebirthing process continually. And I've been working really, really hard on balancing spirituality, my business, being a mother, all the things that we balance. And so I have days where, like today, which is one of them, and thank you, Source, for allowing me to talk to Erin, where I'm just like, okay, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing everything, and I'm like, where's the breakthrough? And having to be patient with when is it going to be my turn? And I feel silly saying that, but it's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I'm working really, really, really hard, especially when it comes to my business. Oh my God, I'm working so hard. So I just need some guidance, assistance, anything they want to tell me that I'm not hearing or picking up on myself. And I
So
apologize for the tears.
no, no apologies here. We're in the game of life, guys. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, this is real life. This is not like a game. I mean, it is a game, but you get what I mean. Like we're in it in real time. I want to
Absolutely.
general with you, and then I'm going to go more specific. Source is bringing through a message for you on. There's something specifically about the frequency of excitement that would work well for you. If you were going to get everything that you wanted and you knew it, would you care when it came? You wouldn't. You would be a little bit more excited and happy than you are worried. The example we want to use is Christmas morning. Okay, I want everybody to picture Christmas morning or the night before Christmas. In most instances, right? You're a child. When I wake up in the morning, gifts are going to be under the tree, and because you know gifts are going to be under the tree, there's so much excitement you could hardly sleep. It's anxiety, but it's joy, and you just can't wait. That is the specific energy you should be living in, which
Okay.
is I don't see it yet, but I know it's on the way. And Christmas Day is coming. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, but I know it's coming. When I know it's coming, I can hype myself up into this energy of excitement, okay?
Right.
Which is how I would do this for you. I'm going to go into some specifics with your business when I get some more information, but I'm just going to say, like, let's say you need to attract clients or make some sales. I would get excited about that happening. And when small shifts started to occur and show me, I would get excited about that. If one sale came through, I wouldn't go one person. I would go like one person just signed up. This is the universe. They're showing me it's happening. It's working. And I would get so hyped up. That's what I had to do when I worked on Wall Street in finance as a wealth manager, building a practice, right? Anybody who's ever been in sales or ran a business, um, if you don't create a momentum of success, it won't happen. You
Okay.
have to create it from your imagination. There's a
Okay.
book I want you to read by Bob Proctor, and it's called You Were Born Rich.
Okay.
He gives a very specific example that's business sales related that changed my life. I think will do really well for you. Now I want to ask you about the specific things happening in this business. Like what are you selling? What's going on?
Okay, so I make jewelry, and I like to call it wearable art. And I use semi-precious stones, natural stones, and I make jewelry, and I make all kinds of jewelry for anyone and everyone, any size, any gender. I like to, just do all types of everything, big earrings, small earrings, anklets, waist chains. I make it all. So that's what I do. And I've been in business for 5 years.
Okay. What's your main medium for selling? Is it online? Do you do pop-ups?
I do both. I do pop ups. I do have a website. The website doesn't get a lot of traction, but I got it up because I'm like, one day, I'm going to get some traction. So I got a website. I do a lot of pop ups though, and the wear and tear on my body. Ooh. So I'm trying to drive more business to the website.
I see. Are you doing any email marketing? This is the specific thing that Source is bringing through for me.
I haven't done email marketing yet.
Okay. Um, I want you to do something. I want you to go on upwork.com
Okay.
and I want
Oh
you to
no.
search. I want you to go on upwork.com and I want you to search
Upwork.com.
for sales assistant, e-commerce assistant, something like that. There's
Okay.
somebody in your field that's going to help to increase the traffic that has some knowledge and information on sales, e-commerce sales specifically that you don't have.
Upwork.com. Okay.
Okay. You'll find somebody there. Source is
Okay.
showing me find somebody there who can give you a blueprint for how to sell a product.
Okay.
Now, I want to use I want to talk about this for everybody. We have feminine energy, which is how we receive. We have masculine energy, which is how we create. On the masculine side of things, there are specific steps, actions, blueprints, those types of things. I have not been able to generate multiple millions in my business at this point through only being in my feminine energy. I have to know how to set things up, funnels and back end technology. And that's the part that a lot of people are missing is this masculine energy. Now, if we're not good at that personally, that's not even the issue. That's okay. If you recognize that that's not your strength and you're running a business right now, find somebody who knows what they're doing or who can at least educate you. Maybe you pay somebody to give you um 2 sessions on how to run an e-commerce business, okay? Because we don't have enough time, but just for me to give you some of the things that I'm seeing is, well, one, the email marketing, like we talked about, capturing emails. I see some ads, some types of things like that, but I also just see a robust social media like campaign, understanding how to do that. I want to give you this one piece of homework. I want you to go on TikTok specifically.
Okay.
TikTok specifically. And I want you to make a list of 10 to 20 jewelry businesses that you feel like are in the same vibrational essence of what it is that you're creating. And
Okay.
I want you to study what they're doing. I want you to even buy a product. See what happens when I sign up. What happens next? When I buy something, what happens next? When you're a CEO or of a business, it has to become your obsession to understand that market, that industry. If we're just in the feminine energy, we go, hey, source, I'm waiting, I'm open to receiving. It just doesn't happen. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Can you tell me the name of the Bob Proctor book again?
Yes, you were born rich.
You heard, I know that's right. Okay.
And I'll give you a little,
Baby.
like when it comes to sales, it's not that we're selling anything, it's that the souls who are already in the frequency to buy what we want, there's just a way to open up the door for them to come in. So I even want you to make that shift. I'm not selling jewelry.
Right.
I'm co-creating with people who would love to experience beautiful jewelry.
Absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
somebody right now who's like, I'm looking for a gorgeous piece. I'm going to a wedding this summer and I've got this specific dress and the neckline comes here and there's just this piece, right? There's just this piece and I'm looking for it. What happens in sales oftentimes is people don't think that people actually want what they have. And then that
Mm-hmm.
creates further energetic block. I need you to believe right now, this is the new vibration.
Absolutely.
Thousands of people are looking specifically for the pieces of jewelry that I have created.
Absolutely. I believe it.
Can you say that with me? Thousands of people
Thousands of people are
are looking
looking
for the
for
specific.
specific jewelry that I created.
And what is, let me see, can you hold up? Did you create what's on your neck right now?
No, I did not. Actually, I'm at work.
You have anything with you?
I'm in the office today. So I do
What's
come
your
and create
website? What's your website?
divinely gifted crystals because I am self taught. And yeah, and then it's all everything, you know.
Divinelygiftedcrystals.com.
Yes, ma'am.
I need everybody to go check out this lovely jewelry. And if a piece, this is not out of pity, this is not out of anything like that. If a piece of jewelry resonates with your spirit, I want you to buy it.
Absolutely. I also have Instagram, divinely gifted crystals, and 7777 behind it. I do custom orders. I love doing custom jewelry. Absolutely love it.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, divinelygiftedcrystals.com. If it resonates with your spirit, buy it. If it's a fuck yes feeling, I want you to buy it. This is not pity. This is not
No,
um
not at all.
support victim anything. This is
No,
simply if you're
it's
aligned.
love.
She has something for you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I make it with all my love. I
I'm
do.
excited to check out your website myself. So thank you so much, hon. Thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you
thank
so much. I appreciate you, Erin.
you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me know in the comment if you have a business. I just got to drop this code. Let me know if you have a business. People feel about your business the way you feel about your business. People think about your products and services the way you feel and think about your product and services. For everyone who just told me they have a business, if I were to ask you, do you really love and believe in what you're selling? If the answer is no, we've got some work to do. If I were to ask you, how do you feel about this business? If the energy is more on the spectrum of their shame, or I don't think it's that successful, or I don't think it's doing what it should be doing, I want you to understand that that is a vibration that you're broadcasting. It's a signal that you're sending out that's saying, this business is not successful. Do not buy anything from me because I'm not in alignment. That's how it works. It's vibrational marketing. I need you to work on how you feel about your business. And get this, Source really wants you to get this. It has nothing to do with how much money it's making, or how much money it's made, or how much money you think it should make or should be making. That feeling of failure and that feeling of it's not a successful business. Nobody wants to buy anything from a business that's not thriving. Okay? So you work on that, and I guarantee you, who magnetizes into your field will begin to change because you see what you're offering and what you're doing differently. It's a fantastic business that uplifts and expands. Yes, this is the vibration. If you own a business, I want you to get in the habit of doing this every single day, at least one time out of the day. I just love this business. It's so expansive, the way it stimulates me. I love what we're doing. I love the people that we're touching. I love all of the co-creation that happens in this business. Source, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy that I get to do this. I'm so happy that I get to create this. I'm so happy that I get to put this out into the world. This is so amazing. It just keeps growing. It just keeps expanding. I don't even know where it's going next. I do that every single day, at least once per day, at some time during the day. Business gratitude. If you work a job, do the same thing because it's the same vibrational essence. You create the momentum. You create the expansion. You create the evolution of what happens in your business. And if you want it to keep going on and on and on and on and on, yes, someone says, I love Erin's rampages. You better do a rampage for that business or the job or whatever it is. Thank you. This is amazing. This is incredible. I can't keep up. It just keeps expanding. It keeps growing. I can't believe this is happening. Now, even if right now you perceive that all of that isn't going on, I want you to pretend and act as if it is. I want you to look at the small details, the small ways in which you're already experiencing expansion. I just set up my LLC. We're doing the website. This is all exciting. It's all happening. The creativity, the vision is coming in. it's literally birthing into real life and right in front of my eyes. If you start doing that in the beginning, I promise you, you will always generate revenue in that business, because that's a business that source goes, I want to co-create with you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take one more person. I'm tuning in here. Whose vibration is louder? I'm looking at my backstage. Whose vibration is louder? Who's really amplifying it? You know what? I got to do two people. Gosh, okay. Now all of you are like, oh my gosh, I can't choose. Okay. We're going to go with Barbara.
Yeah.
But we might have one more. I don't know. We might have one more. Just sit tight.
Oh my God.
Isn't it so fun? It's so fun.
Life is beautiful. I'm just so excited to be talking with you.
Welcome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many of the ladies that have come on, it's like such a reflection of so many of the questions that I had. It's like we're all so connected and it's so beautiful, right? We're all living this existence together, shared existence. But so I'm a little nervous. See if I can get the last several years have been very intentional with my frequency and just changing like how I think, how I live, how I choose to react to life. Hold on, my son comes in. Dante, I'm on the phone. Yes.
Of course, right?
Oh gosh. God knows what's gonna come out of his mouth. So anyways, so I feel like I've been really ascending in my spiritual journey, right? I feel some blockages though, and I've been using so many tools, meditation primarily. I really feel my frequency changing. I just feel so much energy when I am connecting to source through meditation. But I'm in the process of healing some physical things going on, and I just not sure where the block is. You know, I'm like there, and then I'm trying not to be frustrated and surrender to the process. But I don't know if there's anything that spirit could share, that I might be missing, or that I need to be focusing on.
I'm just, because you didn't give me specifics, so I'm just scanning your body right now. So I see 2 chakras light up. This is going to be your root and your sacral connected to your gut. I don't know if you're having some gut things.
Yes, and that, but also it's sciatica, it's neuropathy things. I don't even know. I've had so many doctors and opinions and injections and all the things for my
Can you give me a specific breakdown, like a clinical breakdown of sciatica? Or
so yeah, it's L3 L4 herniation was sciatica down my legs, but then also I had this like odd thing happen with both of my feet with neuropathy, and so but I know like it's energetic manifestation of trauma, and maybe some ancestral things going on. Yeah.
Sorry, we're clearing something for you. Interesting. Not for you to share, because we got almost 800 people here, but I want you to think about this with yourself. Whenever there has been a time in your life where you felt like there was no movement, or you felt trapped, or you felt stuck, right? Because legs and feet, that governs walking, movement, mobility, that type of thing. So that's connected to a manifestation of a trauma that made you feel immobilized. I do see it also connected to a past life, but that past life energy manifested in this timeline in a particular instance. So when you heal that, it'll simultaneously connect and heal that past life energy. Um, does anything come up for you when you think about a specific event, time, something? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the origination, that is the original creation point that you want to spend the most time on. Okay, two things we can do. I want you to do we cleared some of it for you. I want you to do a release letter. Whatever was involved with that situation, that version of you, whoever else was involved, release any trapped feelings or emotions. Just get that out. Okay, understanding that this is a part of a greater contract. Okay, I have to explain this other part of the contract, which is I am never truly stuck.
Okay.
This comes through from the past life, where that lesson that you're wanting to learn is coming in with you, right? When we have immobilization or like one of our main limbs, right? We're having difficulty with that. It's for you to have the spiritual realization that I am not my body, I am my consciousness, and my consciousness is infinite, and I am not bound to this body. You see, the deep desire that you have to fix the body actually just perpetuates the illness in the body.
Yes.
When you go, you know what? Even if you do this, body, I surrender. I'm no longer trying to fix or heal you. The body will heal itself. We can manifest the same body that's in a state of healing because we're hyper focused on healing. So I want you to do some self-realization work. Okay. When you think about your body, I want you to ask yourself, well, whose body? And then you're going to go, your ego is going to go, Barbara's body. And then I want you to go, well, who is Barbara? Continue to ask, continue to ask. There can be a breakthrough where we remember Barbara doesn't really exist. And if Barbara doesn't really exist, and if my body doesn't really exist, and I'm really consciousness, now we enter a state where a 0 point state where the body will start going into healing. The cells will start healing. The tissues will start regenerating.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to do your release letter. You're going to get all of this out because it's just a story.
Okay.
That's why we do that. And you have to burn that letter, right? Because we're going to fully close that timeline. Okay. The second thing Source wanted you to do was I want you to talk to your limbs. I want you to talk to your legs as if they're friends. And I want you to talk to your feet. And also, there's still that gut thing I was picking up on.
Yeah.
There's something with how energy is moving through your meridians. You just talk to your body. Because the body holds on to depression and different emotions and different things. So when you start talking to the spirit of these different limbs, organs, etc., you will begin to help it move through a healing process.
Okay.
Okay. Are we complete? Yes, we are complete on that for now. I know we kind of bounced around, but I hope that was helpful.
It was very helpful. And I have one more question. I just have this like deep desire to know if I have any other like past life or I guess timelines with like ancient culture, like Lumerian or Lyran. I just have just curious. I've been trying to, tap into the energy, but nothing is really like calling to me. But I feel that there's something that I should be connecting with.
Which galactic group has stood out to you the most?
Lyran, and then also Lumerian.
So I'm seeing you in ancient Sumeria, one of the oldest civilizations on this planet. But I'm seeing Anunnaki beings giving Sumerians information, knowledge, different things.
Mhm.
Uh, you have some Anunnaki soul, an Anunnaki soul aspect that would actually be great for helping you tap into some of the epigenetic healing things, cellular healing things we just talked about. Um, just go into meditation, very simple.
Mhm.
Setting the intention to connect with my Anunnaki soul aspect. What is it that you would like to reveal? Then I want you to allow the information to channel through the heart.
Okay.
Don't overthink it. Don't even try to think about it. Just whatever comes through the heart, whatever comes through as a feeling and an emotion, and then allow the feeling and the emotion to expand into the information. This is how we are a purified channel. Now, there's a reason why this is coming through for you, because I see you doing some type of intuitive work. Okay, I
That was
see you.
part of my question is like,
Yeah.
I feel like my soul is that.
You're a healer, which is another reason why you're going through some things with your own body to help you transcend consciousness, to detach from the body, but to ultimately understand that the body can heal itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I truly
Um,
believe wholeheartedly.
Yeshua, Jesus is coming into your field, and Mary Magdalene. There's a book you're going to read, A Course in Miracles, if you have not.
I have it on my bookshelf. It's been many years, but okay.
There's not the whole thing, but specifically on the subject of atonement.
Okay.
When you read it, you remember what the atonement is? Okay.
No.
You got to brush up on the
I'll
atonement.
tonight. Yes, I will.
So when Jesus performed miracles, the only thing that was taking place is that he did not entertain the illusion of the illness itself.
Mm.
So the atonement, what atonement means, folks, is that we remember that which we're perceiving never existed.
Right.
Our ego made it up and created it within this experience of consciousness. So you have some self-realization things. You have some Course of miracle healing things, and you have some epigenetic things. All are going to intersect into the type of energy healing practice you should have. If you have not studied Reiki yet, sources asking you to learn Reiki. 222 on my clock over here.
And I actually have my second attunement for Reiki. So so I need to get back into my practice. Wow. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
folks, we're going to balance the energy. I am going to close it out with the last masculine, David, if he's still here. Thank you guys in the backstage who stayed on. I don't know. Okay, he's out. We're going with Vero. The timeline just collapsed. There we go. Still on my clock.
I was about to leave, but I was like, okay.
It was between
It was
you and
meant to
him for
be.
that last spot. So this is interesting how this played out.
I recently begin my awakening, and I want some integration, because sometimes I feel like I'm in the clouds, then sometimes here, sometimes like I feel like like lonely, or like an kind of like an alien, like no one understands me, no one knows what I'm going through. Like if one day I wake up and I'm like super like in my spiritual, and then another day I'm just like very human, I'm like, oh, why are you acting like that? Like I don't know, I just need like a message from my guides and my higher self, like how can I go through this like smooth? Everybody says like it's not, it's easy, it's hard, it takes long, and I'm like scared. I'm like, am I creating this? Why? Why am I doing this to myself?
So
But
what is it that you're creating that you would no longer like to create?
It's just like my ego. Sometimes I wake up and I feel superior than other people because I'm awake and they're not. And some days I'm like, no, let's just be normal, and this is weird, and no, this is not happening. Like, this is, you're creating this. So it's just like
I
that
see.
integration, that surrender of my ego, that let go of the fear.
So we want to make this simple. Just have fun. Now, could it be a fun thing? Maybe we don't call it an ego thing and we say, it's kind of a fun thing that I'm awake and all these people are not. Let's switch the on that. It's kind of a fun thing that for all these years I thought I was just a human, and now I'm realizing I'm so much more, and I keep going back and forth between I'm human, but I'm source, but I'm human, but I'm an alien, but I don't know what I am.
Exactly.
Okay. Same thing like I was telling the last woman. I think before her, actually. The ego likes to just create a problem out of anything that it can. Okay. So it's creating this problem that says, well, I'm spiritual and all these other people are not. And now I'm ungrounded and I don't know what to do. And I'm not invalidating that, right? I know exactly what that feels like. However, we can stop doing that and we can stop feeding into the drama, and we can just go, ego, this is really fun. I'm having a great time. It's really interesting that I'm so much more than I ever thought I was. And it's even more interesting that half the people walking around it, they don't even around here, they don't even know it. But somehow, out of all these billions of people, I get to know this. That's pretty fucking cool. Okay? Now there's no story, there's no drama, there's no this and that, I'm in balance. It's just, how about let's change it to this? I hit the spiritual jackpot, and that's fun. Okay, so now what happens? Vibration stays high. There's no subconscious guilt about your spiritual awakening and knowing what you know. And you don't have to say things like, I feel spiritual superiority. Now, I don't know how that's manifesting in, what you're doing with that. You definitely shouldn't be looking down on other people, but you can have fun with this. You can have fun with your position in this infinite game. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're here to experience. That's what you signed up to experience. If you didn't want to experience being awake in a particular game where most of the other people are asleep, you wouldn't have came here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's more like trying to tell everybody the truth. Like, everybody wake up with me, so so I don't feel alone. So it's like I feel like I know more than they know, and I want them, like, bring my people with me, but they just think I'm crazy.
Okay, so how about we respect their soul boundary? Their soul boundary is telling you, I didn't sign up for the same game that you signed up for. And can you be okay that they didn't sign up to play in the same way that you did? And by the way, it doesn't mean you can't still enjoy these people. This is actually like true enlightenment, is when we can interact with anybody in any particular consciousness and we just extract the best of them. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't
And
matter.
any message that my higher self have for me, just to make it like easier or fun while I'm going through this awakening?
Trust that you have been chosen to hold this information for a reason. It will continue to reveal itself as to why, right? I know many of you feel this way. Well, why me? I'm the weird one. I'm the weird spiritual girl. I'm the fucking weird spiritual girl, right? Out of
Like
all
I'm living a
things,
double life. No
I'm
one knows
the
about
crazy
this.
alien, right? Why can't I just be normal and go to a normal dinner or do these normal things? And why do I have to be the one? Okay, there's a reason why. And it's going to continue to reveal itself. And it gets to be really special. And it gets to be really exciting. And it gets to be really beautiful if you allow it to be that way. If you label it as I'm crazy or nobody's waking up like me or all of these things, then you can't ease into your dharma, which is your spiritual purpose. Which, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
30.
It's still revealing itself. Okay, so that's what we have. I hope that was helpful.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, folks, thank you all for spending this time with me. It has been truly expansive and phenomenal. And as you know, most of you should know, even if your question wasn't answered, it still was answered because it's really the same stuff over and over and again and again and over and again in different ways, in this way and that way. But it's all really just the same stuff, which is love, frequency, and you are a creator. Okay. So grounding this all down to relate it back to what our original topic was, which was how to shift between two timelines. Understand that the timeline that you desire to experience is simply one frequency away. A shifting of a frequency, a shifting of your mood, a shifting of your perspective. And as soon as you access that higher vibration, instantaneously, you're in alignment with the infinite intelligence that can bring you exactly what you need. So we talked about something earlier that I want to leave us on this note because it's important, which is work on your vibrational set point. How do you feel mostly? It's not about always being happy. It's not about never having a bad moment or a low vibrational thought. It's simply, how do I feel mostly? You want to become a person who's typically in a good mood, who's typically happy, who's usually feeling good. How are you going to do that? Well, every time chaos unravels and there's some upheaval, allow yourself to have your real raw human emotion and experience. And then you go, okay, I'm going to consciously choose to shift this vibration in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 2 days or whatever you need. But the goal is to not be consumed. And every time you realign yourself, you keep doing that over and over and over again, you become a peaceful being. Nothing really throws you up. You've realigned yourself so many times that what you used to think was chaos, it doesn't even bother you. And now you're no longer a vibrational match to it, and it doesn't happen. And this is when we experience the tipping point where nothing will ever be the same again. So you keep realigning yourself. You keep hanging in there. You keep shifting the energy. You keep consciously choosing a higher emotion, a better thought, a higher vibration. And eventually you will reach a point where your vibration allows you to experience divine intervention. That means you get a miracle. That means something that you can't see coming is going to come and it's going to change everything forever. This has happened to me on multiple occasions. Without those moments of divine intervention, things could potentially still be really difficult. Get yourself in the vibration to at least to where you can manifest the divine intervention. You can manifest the divine intervention, the miracle, the thing that's going to come in and it's going to shift everything for you permanently. And then you'll be on an upward trajectory where those lower emotions and chaoses and things, you'll never experience them again. So I know a lot of you are right in the middle between two timelines. You're doing all the work. Hang in there a little bit longer. I promise I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise. The universe is looking at you and going, this is a master in the making. He won't give up. She won't give up. Oh, now his or her vibration is really in a crystalline set point. Okay, this is what ascension actually is. The crystallization process of becoming a master. You don't become a master if you don't do something again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So I know it feels like it's lasting forever, but you've got to do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. You've got to choose again and again and again. You've got to choose that higher feeling. You've got to choose to believe in something greater than what you're seeing. You've got to choose to keep going. You got to choose to keep meditating. You got to choose to keep doing your abundance. Choose to keep doing your gratitude. Keep doing it again and again and again and again. Put in your 10,000 hours. There are no shortcuts to enlightenment. That's just the truth. Much love, guys. Peace.